Hey, what's up, snipers? Sniper Nick here, and tonight we're gonna dive into the watch list for tomorrow morning, which is Wednesday, February 19th. Before we dive in, I want to give a quick shout out to my boy Sauce Boy coming in at the end of the bell, at the end of the buzzer, and getting a quick little win. This is actually the last thing on my screen here. It's our guy Sauce Boy, Sniper Sauce Boy. He was able to get a quick swing on ABML, the OTC Pennystock. That one broke out in power hour, ended up getting a little bit of a push, and it's actually got a nice close. Like he said, small bag. It's actually a pretty nice bag, but he went ahead and took the cash and ran. Got in at 9.2 and out at 9.77, all in power hour. ABML was actually one of the stocks on the Sniper Scope. So good stuff, Sauce Boy. Just being there and being ready for power hour. That's good stuff, man. Keep it up. You know, take it one trade at a time. Take it one trade at a time. It's better to treat this like a marathon. And over the long term, it ended up working out better. Let's go ahead and dive into our watch list, the stocks that we believe have the best potential for tomorrow morning. Interesting enough, this first stock we're going to talk about is the stock that owns the very popular triathlon Ironman. That stock is WSG. It's actually the marketing company that bought them and turned them into this triathlon that everybody knows them as, and they do runs now all over the world. Super awesome run. If you haven't looked into it, check it out. We're all fitness people, so we're all really familiar with it. That was cool to see the fitness world go ahead and merge with the Pennystock world. On the left side is going to be our watch list, and on the right side is TD Ameritrade's Think or Swim. First stock we're going to talk about is WSG. This is the Ironman stock that I was talking about. It says, the owner of Ironman Triathlon, WSG, had a nice first green day and closed at its highs. As you can see here, this is the chart pulled up to the right. At its highs, and it has fresh news, so we're watching for a potential continuation tomorrow. Okay, so really nice for this stock. It is a higher market cap. It's in the 500 million, so it's a little bit of a heavier stock, a slower mover, but it is a lower float, being at 27 mil float, so it can have range. As you saw today, it got a nice spike in the morning. Diving in a little bit more, let's talk about the catalyst. WSG came out with news that they received a bid for the triathlon Ironman, and that bid came in a sweet, whopping price of $1 billion. So they got an awesome bid for this race that they build up for $1 billion, which is bigger than their market cap, bigger than the company. It's actually almost double the size of the company. So that is pretty awesome to see. Diving into the company's day for day trading. You go into the 1 day, 1 minute. It had a nice dip and hold in the morning right here in the 330s. And then check this out. It popped from the 330s and it made an amazing run. By 11 o'clock, it was at 430 from the 330s. So a nice dollar swing there all in the morning after it held that morning dip. After it made that nice morning spike, nicer, than we thought, getting up here to the 430s, it consolidated and it held 4 and 430 into the close. And at the end of the day, it actually broke it. It came up to hold that support all midday and make another new high at the end of the day, completing that first green day, completing that nice picture there. And it held up at 435 into the close. Looks like it's up a little bit at 439 after hours. So we're keeping an eye on this to see what it could do tomorrow. It showed it had range today, and it also showed, it could hold with this fresh news. Maybe we'll get some of the public to jump on it. So we'll keep an eye on this one tomorrow. Ideally for us, since it already made a nice run, it gets a dip. So we want to see a nice morning dip tomorrow. We do like this 4 support. We also like this support down here in the 375 area. Or if it gets a dip and hold in the morning, just to confirm a little bit more support. And you want to see some volume come in again, because that's what really got it going in the morning. Next stock on the list, EXGF. This is an OTC stock, and it's actually an OTC stock that made a 52-week breakout, and it ended up getting a good push in the morning, but it couldn't hold that breakout, ended up dipping into the close, unfortunately. It would have been really interesting for us if it did continue to hold the morning volume and support and create some support midday to push in to push later on. But this one didn't hold. However, with these plays, since it did break out, we're going to still keep it on the radar to see if it can marinate here. Ideally, it marinates for a couple days here and then gets that push, right? Because this one, as we said, to start off the watch list, it says OTC 52-week stock that needs a catalyst or good volume. So that's what it's missing here. It has a nice setup, but really nice. It needs some nice volume. It had an all right day today, nothing crazy. We need to see good volume here or a nice news catalyst. It hasn't got one on this run-up yet. This one we're just going to keep on the radar. It's a good one to add to the watch list, EXGF. Next one is a group of stocks, and these are all OTC stocks that spiked over 600% in the past 2 weeks. All of these stocks, it's 3 of them, each one had a 600% plus spike. So super exciting. These stocks are the reasons why we love this game, just to show the huge opportunity that can happen at random times, like there was no big holiday or anything like that, and these stocks all made big moves, and they made similar moves. So we're going to go ahead and dive into each one, but the reason why they're grouped on this watch list is because they all had another green day today after having these amazing runs, these amazing short-term runs. Now these are each on the short watch, and we're going to see which one could spike again tomorrow. Ideally, one of them do it, so we can look on capitalizing on the short side, on the back end, because now all these moves are getting a bit overextended. Congrats to the longs who did take these up. Big shout out. You know, there's huge opportunity here, and again, this is why we love playing these plays. First one, SPOM. This is the 1 year chart. This one in 3 days has came up from 3 cents, and it got to 38.9 today. So as you can see today, this one had a beautiful push going from 15 to 38.9, over 100% range in the day. Amazing spike here from 20 up to 38.9, so almost 100% right there from 130. Close into the highs. So this one could end up getting a gap up. Ideally, one of these get a big push tomorrow for us, okay? We're not going to chase any of these. The next one is Haas. This one's actually the favorite on our short radar right now for the OTC, because this one happened in the past 2 days as it spiked from 17 all the way up to the 90s it hit today. On the long term, this does have some resistance at 96 and then a little bit up there in the ones. So we'll be watching those key spots. But this one is our favorite on this list if it does get that gap up and hold tomorrow. Lastly on the list is Hence. This one already kind of got its breakdown, but this is another one. As you can see, this is a huge run up. And again, this is huge for the longs taking advantage of this. A bunch of people in the chat were able to profit big on these ones. Last week, Sniper Christina had an awesome win on the sub-penny TPTW. So these ones have opportunity. As you can see, you do not want to rush into shorting any of these. Also, if you do get into them short, you want to make sure you do have a strict cut. Now these are overextended on a long-term chart, so we're really eyeing them, but we'll still have a strict cut if we do get into them, because you got to respect these stocks. Okay, let them have one more day though. Let them have one more day. And then the last one on the list, guys, we always like to end it with one wild card. And the wild card tonight is MRNS, a multi-month breakout, and it's kind of been marinating around this 255, 260 area for a little bit, and it finally broke out of that area during power hour. Had a nice push, but nothing too crazy here. However, we're going to keep an eye on it. This is our wild card pick to see if it can get a little dip and hold in the morning and squeeze out some more shorts, because let's dive into the day. Let me show you what happened in power hour. When it made that new high at the end of the day at 2, as we were getting to the PM, it had a nice spike from 250 to 267. So it showed that it could have a nice spike. After it dipped from that spike, it had another nice spike. And this all happened in 2 minutes. As you can see, it spiked from 260 to 279, almost 10%. It's cool to see these lower flow plays when they get these breakouts on a long-term chart and it lines up with the time, stuff like that, the potential they can have. You know, this one broke out of that 260 spot, and it held into the close. So good stuff with MRNS. For us, being a wild card, we want to see a dip and hold in the morning and then see some volume come in to rocket it up to maybe get one little quick push on MRNS. Big shout out to everybody in the chat. You brought out some good ones today. EXGF was brought up by someone in the chat. So let's keep it going. We'll see you guys tomorrow early. Much love, snipers. Let's see what's gapping up. See you guys.